Hello, Mitron. So, hi friends. This is. I thought that's going to be the start for today. So yeah. So welcome back to my lockdown diaries. It's me, Shashwat DC, and these diaries are my repositories of thought and experiences. The big news today was our Prime Minister came back on our national television to give a address to the nation. This is his fourth or fifth address to the nation. So ever since the lockdown, things have started. PM Narendra Modi has been coming on television, either to warn us, either to announce stringent measures, or to expand on those lockdown days. So every time he comes on the television, your palpitations go high. So today, when it was announced that he'll be there on the television, I'm sure it must have caused a mini hurry for people to stock up on things right now, because the last time when the lockdown was suddenly announced, the whole of India was rushing out to the grocery stores and everywhere to stock up on things. So yeah, so just like any other average Indian, I too was very much eager, curious, and a little bit worried when the announcement was made that the Prime Minister would be coming. But somehow I thought, so the way the scenario is right now in India, the way the things stand, what could be worse? We are already in a complete lockdown scenario. What can go worse? Anyways, our movements are restricted. Only if you are a citizen of Mumbai or Thane for that matter, especially in these two districts which are red zones. So everything is restricted here. You can't even venture out of your building, forget anywhere else. So there was nothing worse that could happen. So there was a little bit of hope that today would be a positive kind of a thing. Also, since the government has been under pressure because of the negative coverage that it received for all the all the pain and trauma that is being faced by the migrant class and the people who are trying to move from the cities, and the way people are dying out there, and the way the whole healthcare infrastructure is collapsing, the way the efforts of testing have not been ramped up in the manner it should have been. So given that scenario, there was always this thing that that there would be a ray of hope today in the address of the PM, and which was there. So today he announced a package of 2 lakh crores, which is almost 10% of our GDP. Considering that there was a lot of the earlier announcements that were made in terms of aid packages and all were very minuscule, compared to the crisis that is there. There was a lot of criticism of the government that they were acting stingy on these fronts. So today that thing was done away with. So there was this announcement. The big announcement was there. It was preceded by a long, lecture kind of a thing on the need for self-reliance, kind of a Swaraj kind of a thing. It almost seemed like those the Bernard Shaw prefaces that you have. So if you remember, Bernard Shaw was a great writer. He always used to say that he writes his plays so that people can read his prefaces. So this announcement was basically done to justify the long preface that came along with it, which exhorted all of us to be strong, to be resilient, and how historically we have been strong all these years, and how we have played a very very amazing role in the history of the world and history of how the 21st century of course belongs to us. So that was it was a positive agenda. So the Prime Minister was trying to give us hope and strength to face this crisis that we are having. Unfortunately, there was not much clarity and substance in what he had to offer. So now we have to wait for a couple of more days. He has announced that over the next couple of days, the finance minister will be telling us what exactly the contours of those those packages are. It's like that like a grandfather who wills you his property, but you don't know what is there in the property. So we are all waiting here. What will be those things that will bits and pieces that will fall in our lap. So we all will be look out for that thing now. Also, he made another interesting announcement was that the lockdown 4.0, which will happen, subsequent to 17th May, when this one lapses, will be a very different one in nature. The difference that he said that he has been in conversation with a lot of the CMs of various states, and based on the inputs that he has received, it will be quite different from the ones we have. It will have lot of lot of permissions, lot of liberties, and lot of things will be allowed in this new set of lockdown that we have. So that would be an interesting thing. Now he has said that the announcement will of course come before 18th of May, so that would be one interesting thing, primarily because when to open and how to open is a question that not only faces us in India, it's a global thing which no one has been able to answer, frankly. Everywhere, right from Europe to Southeast Asia to US, everyone is grappling with this issue of opening up the economy. People everywhere are tired, and they want to just break out and move out. You can see those things happening in in Europe. You can see those rallies happening in US. People are very eager, and they're kind of sick and tired being confined to their homes. So to kind of control these kind of sentiments, the governments are under a lot of pressure to open up their economies. Also, the complete economic shutdown does not work in the favor of the government. So they can't be just providing aid and packages when there's no income that the governments are making, right? So they want this economical vehicle to start, so then they get their money, the people get their money, and some sort of normality comes in. But the question that we need to answer is the crisis that we face is whether opening up would be an optimal thing to do. Take the case of South Korea, right? South Korea has been touted as the best model when it comes to controlling the virus, right? So it had controlled it quite well, and it was opening its economic steadily. And then suddenly you had yesterday or day before, you had the whole spurt of those cases in South Korea. And why were those cases? Because in one of the districts they had all these bars that were open, and there was a super spreader who spread the virus to close to 100 plus people. And now you have all these issues cropping up again in South Korea. How we are going to combat this? Take Wuhan for example, right? They shut everything down for 70 days. Now they got steadily things back, and now they have a second wave where they have found 5 more cases. And that is the problem that is happening from Sweden to South Korea to Wuhan to California. Everywhere you're gonna see these kind of things. The moment you open up these restrictions, people are gonna go out, and the virus thing will spread. While a lot of countries can manage that, a lot of countries are in a position to manage that, especially countries like Hong Kong and Singapore, which are small and they have been able to deal with it. A lot of other countries can't. US has not been able to answer this question. Germany won't be able to. Germany is already talking about how if the cases they move beyond a certain limit, they're gonna get the whole complete clamp down again. So given that scenario, where does India stand in this global picture is what we can't under no circumstances have a uniform principle in terms of lockdown. I very much think so. Places which have been able to control it well, places like like Kerala, Odisha, Goa, the northeastern states, Karnataka, to that extent, these places which have been able to hold this pandemic, they would be able to open up. But places like cities of Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata to that extent, even Chennai, right? All these 4 metros where you're seeing these spurt of cases just increasing over the day. I don't see much hope there. We'll have to think of new manners and mannerisms, and we'll have to make amendments to live with this virus for a long time to come. It's not going to go away. There's no cure on the horizon. There's no vaccine on the horizon. And while BMC is distributing some homeopathic treatment and experimenting with all that, I had my sincere and honest doubts about how effective those kind of things will be. I think so. After HCQ and homeopathy, I think the next thing we will be experimenting is, pouring milk over, all those shrines, because now after all these experimentation, I think only God is the one who is left to, for our protection. So given this scenario, I really sincerely doubt that lockdown 4.0 which will not be much different from lockdown 3.0 for most of us. So that's the harsh reality of life. So with that, that's about it from me today, and I'll catch you again soon tomorrow. And till then, you will have to, as usual, there's no choice really. You have to stay inside, stay safe, and don't forget to wash your hands. I'll catch you again. Bye bye.